We're pleased now to welcome Richard Miller, who is security strategist and privacy consultant at IBM Global. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So what do you actually do at IBM?
So my role since I began at IBM was really, I was responsible for the security operation centers, or the centers that would look for security problems across IBM customers and also for IBM itself. And then in the last couple of years, we've seen a trend in our customer base around helping them with their own security operations center. Right? So right now, I'm in charge of a consulting practice that is helping customers that are, for example, here in Israel and around the world with how to optimize and how to think about the tools, the technology, the optimization, the processes, the organization, the metrics around this security operations center type of a business problem.
Cybersecurity technologies, of course, are about monitoring and protecting. So how do you see the threats developing over the coming years?
Right. So if you think about threats in the past, even the not so distant past, they were sort of things like worms, Trojans, viruses, and those problems still exist, of course, but what people are mostly concerned about now is this, people say advanced persistent threat, right? One thing that we noticed though is while the threat itself, once it gets established, is very sophisticated, sometimes the initial, how it gets started is very traditional, right? So social engineering, right? Or fooling people into doing something they shouldn't be doing. Or a sort of a classic or old or well-known vulnerability, patching critical applications, understanding where your critical applications are, where your crown jewels are on the network. It's really that sort of thing, and the evolution of that, we believe is, really getting smarter and smarter about finding sort of anomalies. So it's difficult to sort of protect yourself against everything, and it's difficult to sort of understand what is a rule that you can make to find every intrusion. But if you can sort of apply some analytics and some intelligence, which we think we are, obviously well positioned for, sort of think about the Watsonization of the security information, right? I think that's where this is really going into, better predictive analytics. So instead of in that old world, I'm going to detect and I'm going to react to things that I see, it's really more about, being proactive, just like we would in the physical security world.
In global and homeland security markets, cybersecurity is gaining more and more prominence. So how does IBM see this as part of an overall security system? Right.
Well, the cyber problem in terms of crime, in terms of the organization and monetization of cyber, a long time ago, the level of cybercrime in terms of monetary exceeded the drug trade worldwide. So, I would never say it was a niche problem, right? And I would say it is a problem, though, that sometimes is not viewed in the same way as a classical physical security world problem, right? So seeing the convergence now with some of our customers along cyber problems, and if you're maybe a financial institution, fraud, right? How those two things fit together. And then not right now necessarily, it's a bit, but I think as we move along and do sort of the, analytics and how we apply that big data problem to it, adding things in like, digital video surveillance systems, unstructured data, right? What are people saying about, the company in social media?
How do you see Israeli technical innovation reaching the global market?
So here in Israel, we have, a expert team, and there's a lot of skills here locally that help us to execute these security operations centers, these optimizing SIMs, thinking about the end-to-end processes. And then it's always been a market of entrepreneurialism. Right? In fact, when I started in the security field, right, one of the first products I became familiar with was Checkpoint. Right, and so there's a long history of being able to produce innovative technologies that help with cyber problems. And recently, IBM acquired a very valuable fraud company, Trusteer, right? Also from Israel. So having those technologies in the portfolio and being able to sort of understand how they apply to our customers' business problems, that's what we're interested in. And of course, the fact that a lot of them are here is obviously one of the reasons why we have such a good team in Israel, supporting IBM and our customers here locally.
Richard, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.